up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Juice and Toya.
Welcome back.
Today we're going to slow things down a bit and take you guys through a full body stretch that will hopefully help to relieve some lower back tension and pain. And especially over the course of the last year, most of us have been doing a little more sitting than normal, whether we're working from home or have long commutes to work. So this stretch will hopefully help to open up some of that tension and tightness so you are relieved of some of that lower back pain.
Oh yeah, so a lot of our tension comes from those lower extremities. So we're gonna start by opening up that first, and then we'll get more into the spine, all right? So we're gonna roll right into it.
All right.
So first we're gonna just lay flat on our backs on the mat, okay? And we're gonna start with the hamstrings. That's just a big problem area for a lot of people, okay? So what we're gonna do is a nice knee hug, okay? Grab right underneath here, okay? We're gonna hug that knee as far as we can to our chest. We're gonna get a nice extension to the sky, okay? So this is more of an active stretch. You can do this before workout as well too, to open up the hamstrings. And we're just gonna go back and forth here.
Yeah, so you wanna breathe through these, and every time you exhale, try to go a little bit further and a little bit deeper.
So we'll do about 3 reps each side for most of these stretches, but if you need a little bit more, you could always pause the video, get in a few more reps, and then we'll move forward, okay? That's pretty good there. All right, we'll go to the other side, kind of shake that out a bit. All right, big hug on the right side, okay, and then try to get some extension. So you wanna press that heel as far as you can toward the ceiling.
Might feel a little bit of shaking.
Oh yeah, feels good though.
Yeah.
Okay, back down, big extension up.
And you may find that one side is a little tighter than the other, so you may want to spend a little bit more time on one side as well.
So if you have tight hamstrings, this tends to tug at the hips, and when it tugs at the hips, it's probably tugging on that lower back. So this will definitely help with a little tension, okay?
All right, now we're gonna get into the hips and glutes a little. So we're gonna do a figure 4, all right? So we're going to cross one ankle over the opposite knee, and then we're gonna pull that knee and ankle towards our chest, or as close as you can. So if your hips are really tight, you might be out here, you may not be able to pull towards your chest, and that's totally fine.
And if this is too difficult, you can drop that foot to the ground, grab that ankle, and just press that knee out. And that's another way to kind of just open up the hip as well. You're super tight. Okay.
So again, you want to exhale, and with each exhale, try to pull yourself in a little bit closer.
So I'll stick with the more modified version here since I'm a little tighter. All right, so each one of these static stretches will hold for about 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, and then we'll just shake this out, okay? And then go to the other side. Big crossover. If you're following Toya, big pull. Following me, tug at the ankle, press the knee out. Should feel a nice stretch on the outside of that hip there.
Oh yeah.
And be sure to breathe through this. That's gonna help you get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Okay.
All right.
We'll shake that out.
Shake it out.
Okay, cool. Now we're gonna do a crossover T-spine stretch, okay? So we'll be on our side here, okay? We're gonna pull this leg up at 90 degrees, okay, to where we'll feel a nice stretch in this hip. And we're gonna try to open and rotate as far as we can. So really try to pull that knee down as you rotate. Okay, and you should feel a nice stretch in that glute.
Deep
and that
in
hip.
the glutes.
Oh yeah. And then also in the spine, this is a great T-spine opener. And it'll help take a lot of tension off that lower back. So really breathe. If you can't quite get that opposite arm to the ground, take some deep breaths.
Try to get a little deeper each time.
And it'll allow your spine to kind of relax.
And you want to try to keep your shoulders on the ground here too, as best as you can. All right. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll cross over that opposite leg, 90 degrees.
And this bottom leg, you want to keep as straight as possible. You don't want it to be too bent. So try to keep that nice and straight. Cross over and breathe.
All those Juice and Toya workouts, gotta recover.
Got to. And also this is one you can do in an active stretch too.
Yeah.
You can open and close. That'll help you get a little bit more range there. All right.
Okay, shake that one out.
Oh man.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So now we're going to go into the hamstrings a little bit, all right? So we're gonna bring the legs out straight in front of us. A slight bend in the knees is totally fine. And we wanna reach our arms underneath our knees, okay?
Yes.
All right, then from here, we're going to push down on those arms and pull back. So you're gonna feel a nice stretch through the hamstrings, but as you're pulling away, you're also going to get into your upper back as well.
Okay, so if you need more of a stretch, reach a little bit further out, and then press those legs into your arm bar there, and that'll help open up that upper back. And this is one you especially want to breathe through as well.
Oh yeah.
And you'll feel yourself kind of sink lower and lower into it.
If your hamstrings are really tight, you might have more of a bend in your knees, and that's totally fine as well.
Yep. All right. And then if you want to get in the hamstring after we finish this arm bar, you can do a nice little reach there. Try to pull, and if that's too tough, grab the ankles, pull yourself down. That'll get more into the hamstrings. And that's pretty good there.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Whew. Okay. All right, Toya, take us through this 90-degree stretch.
We are now going into a little bit more of the hips,
This is
all
where
right?
I struggle right here.
So you wanna try to get your legs 90 degrees or as close as you can.
Yes.
So you may have your heel in a little bit closer to your thigh. That's totally fine, just as close to 90 as you can.
Yes.
Try to get your chest nice and tall, and then you're going to lean forward, and you should feel a nice stretch in your hip.
Yep, nice little hip stretch here.
Again, if your leg isn't at 90 degrees, that's fine. Everyone is going to be a little bit different depending on your tightness.
Yes.
So you want to try to reach your chest towards your calf.
Again, keep those deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and try to sink into it. So we're just opening up the lower body here before we get into the spine.
Yep.
Okay, that'll help your T-spine mobility a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, ease out of this stretch, okay, and then slowly transition to the other side.
Yep.
Now this is where it gets tough for me right here. All right, so same thing, 90 degrees, both sides, okay, and
Beautiful.
press toward the knee.
This is another one you can also make dynamic by coming up
Yes.
and pressing down a few times as well if you're doing this as a warm-up or before a workout.
Yes. Doing a more dynamic stretch is a little better before a workout. So you can go back.
Kind of warm up and open up the muscles.
Exactly. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yep. Good, breathe through it. Take one more deep breath. All right.
And slowly
Slowly.
ease out of that one, okay?
All right.
All right, next we're gonna get into the hip flexors. This is a big one, especially if you sit a lot throughout the day.
Yep.
The hip flexors tend to tense up a lot, all right? So what we're gonna do is gonna reach toward the floor, and we're just gonna shift our weight forward, okay? So you wanna keep your hips closed and forward, okay? And then while we're in this position, what you wanna do is engage your core. We're gonna reach up toward the sky, and you should feel that hip flexor stretch out there.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to take those deep breaths, and it'll kind of allow your body to relax through this.
Yes. So you want to relax in the traps and shoulders as well.
Yes.
And keep that tension going forward through the hips.
Yes. All right, from here, we're just gonna slowly shift back. We hear that shake in my voice. All right, and then we'll switch to the other side. All right, so same thing, hands toward the floor. Try to get as much extension forward. All right, and And then from there, nice reach up.
And this is when you may need something underneath your knees if your mat isn't very thick. If you feel a little knee pain, you can put a pillow or fold a towel underneath.
Or double up your mat.
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll slowly shift out of that. All right.
Okay, so the hips are important because we're going into a little bit more hip. A lot of hip tightness can cause a lot of things too, not just lower back pain, knee pain while you're working out. So keeping the hips nice and mobile and open is super important.
Your best friend.
So we're gonna go into one more little hip stretch here. We're gonna go into a frog, okay? So you want the knees to be wider than your hips, okay? Then we're going to sit back slowly, all right, and go into almost like a child's pose here. You wanna actively push your hips and your glutes towards your heels.
Yes.
All right, so push back as deep as you can.
Yep, so press away through the ground, away from your body. Breathe through it. And then again, you know, before a workout, you can make this nice and active, extend forward, press back.
Yes. Good, this is when you definitely want to breathe through, and each time you exhale, try to sit your hips back a little bit deeper.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Man, this is
That's
good.
A deep stretch.
Yeah. All right, we'll slowly shift forward, okay, and then ease those knees back in.
Right.
All right, cool. So now we've opened up the hips, we've opened up the hamstrings, okay? You should feel a little bit of tension release here, but now we're gonna open up the T-spine, all right? So the T-spine is responsible for rotation, and your lumbar spine is responsible for being solid, right? So whenever your lumbar spine is moving too much, that's usually where some
of that pain.
Exactly, okay? So we're gonna do a T-spine opener. What we're gonna do is be in a tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're gonna reach underneath, okay? You wanna try to touch that shoulder to the ground if you can, or close as you can to give you a nice rotation. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna open, rotate to the sky. You might feel a crack or pop, like I just did. I don't know if you heard that, but it felt pretty good, okay? And then we'll go to the other side. So you wanna kind of even it out. You don't wanna do just one side, okay? So we'll reach underneath, try to touch that shoulder through. Breathe to get you a little bit more range. Then open up, rotate, and then boom. Okay?
All right, we'll do a couple more on each side.
Reach.
So once you open up in the T-spine and get a little bit more mobility there, that'll help to relieve some of that tension on the lumbar.
And open. Okay, let's go one more on this side. Reach underneath and through. Should get a little bit lower this time around. And then we'll open. All right, cool.
Okay.
So that should open up your T-spine a little bit, and then that'll tell your lower back to not work as hard, right? Your
down.
It's calm down.
Now that we've opened in the T-spine a little, we're gonna go a little bit deeper and go into a cat-cow, okay?
Yeah.
So again, we're gonna get back into that tabletop position.
Yes.
All right, and then moving one vertebrae at a time through your spine, you're gonna push your belly button through the ground.
Yes.
And then arch up, look up at the ceiling, or as close as you can. And now we're gonna go backwards and arch through the spine towards the ceiling. Nice big exhale.
Yes. So you want to really press through the ground.
Yep.
To create some flexion through that upper spine. Okay, and then we'll sink through it.
Extend through.
So cat-cow is great for posture. If you find that your posture is really rounded, especially if you sit a lot throughout the day, this is a great way to get some flexion and extension where you need it.
All right, we'll do one more extension and one more flexion.
Pull, press through the ground, and slowly we'll return back to center.
Wonderful.
Okay, all right, so now we should be pretty open through the spine, and we're just gonna do just some breathing through a child's pose, okay? That'll help just kind of let our back relax a little bit, okay? So just like that hip stretch, we'll press away from our body, sink into it, okay? And this is where you're gonna really practice your breathing here. So big in through the nose, out through the mouth, okay?
Each exhale, try to sink your chest a little deeper to the ground.
Man, I could fall asleep in this.
Yeah. Means you're relaxed. Good, nice deep breaths here.
All right, and we'll slowly shift back to center.
All right, so we give you guys a ton of workouts. We wanted to make sure to give you guys something to properly recover, so that you can continue to work hard and reach your goals. So hopefully this stretch gave you a little bit of tension relief, and maybe even showed you some stretches that you haven't done before that you can incorporate into your stretching routine now.
Yes, so this is a nice flow that you can do daily or as much as you need to. This is always great to do. You can do it in the morning, evenings, as much as you can. The more you do it, the more you'll sort of alleviate that lower back pain. All right, so to help you control what you can control, all right? So if you like this stretch, please give us a thumbs up. Also, we have other stretches on the channel. We have lower body stretches, we have upper body stretches, so go
full
check.
body.
We got it all to make sure you stay nice and loose, all right? So we have other content on our Instagram, so go check that out at Juice in Texas.
At Toya Sherelle.
Oh yeah.
And we hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Oh yeah.
See y'all at the next one.
I'm ready to work out now.
Yeah, it should be nice and loosened up.
Oh yeah.